foot injury has healed and is expected to be ready to practice after the team's bye week. All right, that makes sense. Live on Twitch, live on YouTube. Let's see if Sportscaster goes up. Waiting on that. Live on SportsCenter. Cool. Everywhere is up. It is 6:28 p.m. East Coast time. We got, like an hour and 45 minutes until this game starts off. Packers and the Lions. So, Showdown slate. So, some weird pricing. As people get in here, I'll wait for people to get in here a little bit. Steven says, hi, Direct Sun. What's good? What's up? Yeah, so some weird pricing on a lot of players in terms of just overpricing and really difficult to get to players. And players that are overpriced in what I would consider bad spots, not great spots, spots that could be much, much better for them. So, yeah. Let me just grab this. Okay, cool. Let me make this a little bit bigger for these notes. There we go. What's going on? Ben says, any. I don't know what that means. Mike says, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, so I'll let people get into here. It is 6:29. We're like a minute early right now. Zach Brown cut by the Eagles. Interesting. Cool. So it's a slate for me that on the Showdown, I think there's a lot of interesting ways that you can approach it. I think that there's ways that you can automatically make yourself different in tournaments if you're playing a ton of lineups. And I'm going to wait to make sure that everything's working fine right now. I don't have the chat feed coming through on my end, so I'll wait a little bit. Just to make sure that updates and everything there is all good to go. Everything's good there. Everything is good on Sportscaster, it seems. So everything should be good to go. Let me just pull everything up on my YouTube app because I don't see no comments coming in. So maybe this is just a delay right now. Let me just grab this quickly. And so, yeah, I mean, you got guys that are overpriced, and I'm sure we're going to get a ton of questions about it. What's up? Kumo going to let me down? Yeah, he probably will. Jay Kumro, he probably will. Not somebody that I would want to have a ton of exposure to, but somebody that makes a lot of sense for sure. 2 rooms open, man. I don't know what these 2 rooms are. People keep saying that there's 2 rooms open. I don't know why that is. I don't understand. There's only one video. There's only one video on my end that I see for these live streams, so I'm not really sure why it's acting like that. Best contrarian play tonight, to have 0% of Aaron Jones and 0% of Aaron Rodgers. All right, cool. Now we're seeing everything. At least I'm seeing everything. Hawkinson at captain, not for me. I'm a Lions fan, so I'm not betting on this. Somebody says, well, you should. I'm a Packers fan, so there you go. Now we're getting everything. Everything's coming in. Fade, carry on Johnson tonight. Carry on, bold take. What's up, Sal? Had a great week. Thanks for your advice. Yeah, no problem, Trace. What do we got? 2 rooms open. Somebody says interesting. Fading D's tonight, says Sally. Or calls me Sally Boy. Says Pistol. Fading defenses tonight. Packers defense can generate pressure, so they have an interest. They'll be in a player pool for me. I have a player pool right now of 13 players in Fantasy Cruncher that I'm going to just generate lineups in. Not sure what I'm going to play, if any at all. From your public point of view, who's the public on? Well, the money has been coming in very heavily on Detroit for the whole entire week. Great job on Mayo, says Johnny. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rodgers might have a good game tonight. I don't know. Yeah, he can. Look, he's Aaron Rodgers. They have a 24 team implied total as home favorites. I'm a Packers fan, but let me tell you this. They have the worst receiving core in the league going out there tonight. The worst. Not a receiving core worse than the Packers receiving core tonight. The Giants on Thursday Night Football, that was a better receiving core than the Packers are putting out there tonight. Golden Tate, Slayton, and Cody Lattimore were better than Jake Kumro, Geronimo Allison, and MVS. They were. It's that simple. So it's a really bad receiving core. Sure, they can scheme Aaron Jones into the game like they did last week in the receiving game. But when push comes to shove and you're not up 2 to 4 touchdowns because your defense forced a bunch of turnovers and your ground game is going very well like it did against Dallas, if Rodgers has to play in a neutral game script where he's forced to throw, I don't know how they get separation. Geronimo Allison, Jay Kumru, those guys have not got any separation this year at all. I mean, even in their careers, Allison in the slot has never gotten separation. Kumru, whenever he plays in the regular season, no separation. Very limited sample, but nothing there. He can't beat actual starting defensive backs as you can. But his price point's cheap, so he's viable if he's going to play 7% of the snaps. But then MVS on the outside is more of a burner than an intermediate crisp route runner to move the chains. So it makes it very difficult for me to get on the Aaron Rodgers train, especially when you factor in it's a bad matchup in general, and then he's 11,600. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers in this matchup, I think he should be $9,600. Hey Sal, who was overpriced? Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. Jamal Williams is coming back today, and we'll see the inactives in a little bit of time. But Jamal Williams is going to be back, and he'll play. He's been healthy. They said he's been practicing in full. He'll play about 40% of the snaps, if not more. Just because Aaron Jones had a couple big games, don't think that means he's going to get 80+% of the snaps. Aaron Jones had 68% of the snaps last week when he went off. So I would expect Jamal Williams to play about 40+%. I like Jamal Williams tonight. What do you think? I really like Jamal Williams tonight. The price point's too cheap. The guy probably plays more times than not, 40+% of the snaps tonight. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stafford or Jones in the MVP on FanDuel. I don't really play on FanDuel, so I can't give too much advice, but I would always go with a quarterback over a wide receiver, at least on DraftKings. Mercedes Lewis captain for it all. Yeah, no shot there. Lions have the best secondary in the NFL. Now, that's very bold. MVS is 4.3 speed, but okay, Slay not that fast and coming off injury, we will see. Yeah, MVS is fast. He is a bad route runner, and he can beat you deep. That's about it. Is he going to be targeted 8 times tonight if they have to throw the ball? Probably. He's going to be acting as the number 1 wide receiver. Has he ever been good when acting as the number 1 wide receiver? Even dating back to his college years? No, he hasn't. He's a guy that is like your number 2, and for most teams, MVS should be a number 3 wide receiver, your deep threat option, your Paul Richardsons, your guy that you go to when you're just looking for a deep play, not your guy to rely on to move the chains for you. That's not the type of receiver that he is. Aaron Rodgers rushing will make his value. Yeah, I think that he has rushing upside, but definitely not going to make him hit value because he rushes for 45 yards tonight. Those 4 fantasy points when he's 11,600 make it really tough. But yeah, love your videos and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Aaron Jones or Lindsey, Monday to Thursday contest. I like Lindsey there more. Lions defense or kickers is where I'm stuck. I prefer the Lions kicker to their defense. Play heads up tonight, somebody says. Maybe. Who is your plays at MVP tonight? I don't play FanDuel, so I guess nobody. Let me just look at this. Who's Darius Slay going to be on? We can pull up PFF chart. I believe Darius Slay will probably more times than not. If he's not shadowing, he's going to probably just line up on, honestly, Jake Kumro if he's not shadowing. But we'll see. You would expect MVS, Allison will be in the slot. But based on the side of the field, if he doesn't shadow, there's a really good chance that it'll be Jake Kumro. Like, I don't think you're going to see Slay have a shadow matchup tonight, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. If Slay is indeed in, I don't know if I expect it to be. If it's not a shadow matchup, and I wouldn't expect a shadow matchup because again, MVS is not a true number 1 wide receiver, so it's probably going to be Slay just all around the field. It'll be whichever field he dominantly lines up on, which is probably where Jake Kummer will run his routes. Let's see, Scantling dominantly lines up on the left side of the field, I believe, 52% on the left side of the field. Now, obviously, Allison's out, so that's sort of a shifted sample. So yeah, I don't think you're going to see Slay on one guy tonight. Packers wide receivers aren't good enough to march down the field, so the Packers will take more deep shots to create big plays. Yeah, in terms of trying to draw penalties or MVS, that's fair, but when was the last time you saw a game where a quarterback completed 8 50-yard passes for his 300-yard game? Like, can they hit a 50-yard touchdown to MVS? Sure. That's why I think MVS is a fine play tonight. Does that 50-yard touchdown unlock Aaron Rodgers at 11,600? No shot. What do you think about Graham tonight? I think he's slightly overpriced. I do like him, though. I think he has a lot of red zone upside, and if there's a guy who has red zone upside, any guy in the slate who has 2 touchdown upside is in play for me. I do think Jimmy Graham has 2 touchdown upside. If Devontae Adams was there, no, he wouldn't. But since he's not, he's by far the best red zone target. Like, think about this. The Packers were up by 4 scores last week, 2 scores, and obviously Aaron Jones runs in 4 touchdowns. If they're going to be forced to throw in the red zone, and we only saw it for half of a quarter against the Eagles when Devontae got hurt. If they're going to be forced to throw in the red zone, it's going to be probably in this order the priority. Jimmy Graham, Aaron Jones, Ron Wilson, in that order. What's your Packer fan insights? You got to know some tendencies more than the average fan. Yeah, the wide receiver core is absolutely abysmal. It's abysmal. Geronimo Allison isn't getting separation in the slot. Geronimo Allison is actually a very good, and was before his injury at least, outside wide receiver. But when you factor that he's going to be in the slot today, he's a lengthy wide receiver, and he just has no real separation in the slot. He doesn't look comfortable there. On the outside, MVS is a very good deep route runner in terms of beating his men deep every so often, and we've seen it a couple times this year for deep catches and 1 deep touchdown. But in terms of getting separation to win a 15-yard route or just get crisp routes to move the chains. He's not that guy. Jimmy Graham is the most trusted player of Aaron Rodgers tonight in the receiving game. Maybe Aaron Jones is rising there, but with Jamal Williams back, I do think that they are going to be focusing more so in terms of moving the chains on Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, and Jimmy Graham. Now, obviously, Aaron Jones' price point makes him a little bit restrictive for me. So Jimmy Graham, I like Jimmy Graham tonight. Don't love him. Jamal Williams, I would say, based on his price point and the chances that he plays close to 50% of the snaps, I like that a lot. Jones or Golladay? I like Golladay. I think Golladay is going to be facing Kevin King. This is another tendency, I guess you can say, as a Packers fan. Jair Alexander will guard the shorter receiver if there are two tall receivers, which Jones and Golladay are both like 6'3", 6'4". I expect today, since Golladay is 2 inches taller than Marvin Jones Jr., to see Kevin King on Golladay. Somebody says video not showing. No, it's up. You might have to check another browser, refresh. I don't know. I just made this up. Kerryon Stafford, Johnson Jones, MVS. What is that? FanDuel, I think. Allison versus Williams. Jones captain? ? Oh, for all those guys. I would like between Jones, Williams, and Allison. I think I would probably like Williams and captain the most. 4 lines too many? No, not at all. I would go 4 players from one side or the other. Shout out to the people who are on Twitch right now reaching out. Appreciate that. What do you think about Aaron Jones? Yay or nay? So, look, he's obviously a fantastic player. He's not going to play 80+% of the snaps. He didn't even do that last week when he went off. I think that he's overpriced. I think Aaron Jones is overpriced by $1,400, maybe even more. And now with Jamal Williams back, I don't want to get to Aaron Jones tonight. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I have not yet to enter any lineups or reserve anything. But there's a chance I play 20 lineups or so. If that's the case, there's a chance that I just absolutely take out Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones from my sample and try and get different that way. Just X them out. Don't even put them into any of my lineups. Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, both of them at that upper price range. Now you might say, what, the running back and the quarterback, how are they going to get any points? There's other ways. There's other ways that the players can get points. And obviously there's another running back on this team who will see 40% of the snaps or so. But that's sort of a bold stance that I really wouldn't recommend. But yeah. All right, let's see. What do we got? Thoughts on Amendola? Chat is lost. No more chat for me. It should still be there. Can you fade both QBs? I wouldn't. I like Stafford tonight. Two QBs tonight. Somebody says, Sal, best play on the slate since Rodgers is on it. Somebody wants to see the Allison as a sleeper. Yeah, Allison has red zone upside. Allison definitely has red zone upside. Somebody says, how is he a scammer? Yeah, there's just some random people coming in here right now. And funny people. What do you think of Packers pass D? The Packers pass defense, the secondary is really good. Like last week, Amari Cooper's been torching pretty much every secondary outside of Marshawn Lattimore, but even then he still had like 5 catches or so. So that being said, I do think that Amari Cooper is just fantastic. So obviously he got free on Jair, and he also just had a huge speed advantage on him and even a size advantage on him. So with that being said, I do think the secondary is still very strong. Like Kevin King is not a bad cornerback. He is an average, especially when healthy, a good cornerback. And when you factor this matchup against just the guys who are going to be running out, Jamal Williams has an advantage over Danny Amendola in the slot. Jair Alexander has an advantage, in my opinion, over Marvin Jones on the outside. And then Kenny Golladay has the advantage over, on the outside, Kevin King. So that's like the best spot for it. Let me just go through here. We got some random people. Congrats on 12K. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. We got some yeah, I agree that Allison has not been doing well this year. We got some random chat bots, like 5 of them, trying to announce that I'm a scammer to the world. What am I scamming? I'm giving out all the information here for free. People are wild. Some guy on all 5 of his accounts getting salty that he played, who did he play this weekend? D.D. Westbrook. He's getting salty that he played D.D. Westbrook. It's funny. What do we got? What's up, Sal? How did you do yesterday? Yesterday was actually, so like 1 out of 3 of my 3 max lineups cashed. So yesterday was actually my worst day of the year. Had too much Le'Veon Bell with the Jets defense. When that combination combines for 13 points, it's not great. I ended up having a very good lineup that kind of shifted the day a little bit in terms of placing higher that one, just because it was a combination of a Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and somebody else who was in there that went off at wide receiver, somebody at the lower end price point. 42-21 Packers. I'd take that. Kumaro is going to have like 7 points. Yeah, he probably projects out more times than not for like between 6 or so. If anyone needs, I'll be hanging at the jukebox tonight. See you there, LOL. Where's that? I wouldn't captain him. Is tonight finally going to be the time you say Aaron Rodgers and he's your favorite captain and it actually counts? Jimmy Graham is a bum that gets no points. And I disagree with that at all. If you're looking at Jimmy Graham from last week, he actually caught 3 passes for 41 yards in a week where they didn't have to pass the ball, right? So I would not say that at all. If you're playing Viking, looking Kumaro as MVP, I don't know what that means. Stafford is scoring more on the road this season. Yeah, I think Stafford's in a fantastic spot tonight. Is Amendola going to play? We'll find out probably in like 5 minutes, but I'd say so, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Do you like J.D. McKissick? Too much of a big brain play? Keep it simpler? Yeah, I would keep it simpler. Look, I know McKissick saw 35% of the snaps, spiked a little bit last week, but that's like his ceiling. His ceiling was what, 5 fantasy points last week? Yeah, I don't want to get there at all. So is that ever going to happen? Al versus Sal in a head-to-head. Those K's matches that Al's doing, very cool concept from Al. Yeah, if Al ever reaches out, I'll definitely do it. Vetri Gang, somebody says. Would you play Danny Vitale tonight as a value play? No, I wouldn't, Dimitri. I just wouldn't get there. Danny Vitale, he's averaging 5 routes run per game, which is actually decent for a fullback, but he's going to average like 1 touch per game. So like your upside in Danny Vitale is if he scores a touchdown, right? He gets you 6.5 fantasy points, maybe 7 if it's a reception. That at $200 unlocks a lot for you. It also doesn't guarantee you winning anything. So, sure. I think that there's always upside for any player in the slate to score a touchdown if they're going to run 5 routes a game, or maybe not upside, but a chance. But even then, yeah, I'm not going to be getting to Danny Vitale tonight as a fullback. Although the Packers are like one of the 4 or 5 teams in the league that use a fullback very heavily, even without Mike McCarthy there. Shepard over Kumaro. Who's Shepard? He's not going to play. The 4th string receiver, Darius Shepard or whatever his name is. Yeah, he's not going to play. New sub doesn't seem like a scam to me, somebody says. Yeah. It's funny because that happened actually earlier in the year. Not early, like during the basketball season, there was like 5 just bot chats that came in and were saying the same stuff. I don't even think they're bots. I literally think it's just one guy who played D.D. Westbrook and he's got 5 laptops open saying the same stuff. It's funny. Banned for life, as Pat would say. I put Westbrook in a lineup because you said so. Hilarious. Somebody says, yeah, right. You should never do that. Also, D.D. Westbrook, for the most part, how that game turned out. 3 catches for 53 yards in a quarter. We just needed that to repeat over the 4 quarters, right? I had D.D. Westbrook in 1 out of my 5 3 maxes, so 20%, I guess you can say. And you say 1 out of your 5 3 maxes, what does that mean? Well, I build 5 lineups. I have 3 that I go heavy on in some of the mid stakes, and then I spread out a couple more in the lower stakes. So I was close from winning $5,000. I was sitting in second place, and all I needed was Steelers QB to throw the dang ball. Crash hard for $5. Did you have him, or did you have one of the receivers? Bama. Savage is out. Hawkinson is interesting. Yeah, Savage is out. Yep, I agree. That makes him a little bit more interesting. Who would be a good captain in cash? I don't really play too much cash in these slates, man, so I don't know. Just somebody that you trust to get points. Carry on, maybe. Had a nice cash yesterday. Love your content. Thanks for the content. Yeah, appreciate it. What about Darius Shepard? Nah, Darius Shepard's not running any routes. I just took him out of the pool completely, personally. Kumaro in the captain's option for the savings? No, not for me, personally. So, what's your advice for those of us playing 2 lineups only, especially the choice for captain? So, I would recommend wide receivers and running backs in your captain spot. More times than not, it's a wide receiver because they just have a easier path to their ceilings, right? A lot easier of a path. It can happen in 1 to 2 touches, whereas a running back is going to need more times and not a lot more than that. So I prefer wide receivers. I think Kenny Galladay's in a good spot. MVS has the boomer bust upside for a showdown slate. I think Kerryon Johnson's in a good spot. I think Jamal Williams is a captain. A little bit of a stretch for Jamal Williams, but he does have upside there. Kumaro, 2 to 4 targets maybe tonight. Yes, if they're going to throw the ball more and they're not going to be up 2 to 4 scores, I think Kumaro sees closer to 4 targets tonight, right around there. Yep. If you want to be at the top of GPPs, fade Kerryon Johnson. That's maybe fair. Somebody donates 2 bits over on Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Who can I use in captain tonight? How many options are there? Right now in my, says Anthony. What's up, Anthony? Right now in my Fantasy Cruncher pool, I have 5 captain options. They are all running backs and or wide receivers. My video just won't play for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody says Sal is a scammer in all caps. Funny. What do we got here? Sal's a Packers fan. Who would you rather have as your quarterback, Favre or Rodgers? Favre fan here. Rodgers. Makes way less mistakes. You don't have to get heartbroken on the interception to end the game in the playoffs every time. Somebody says Sal scams. Yeah, I agree. Wow, at life. These people are just wild. So many fake accounts. Yeah, Ryan says, why all these scamming comments? Yeah, I don't know. People, me actually acknowledging them, I think, is actually the reason why they're doing it more. So we're going to stop as of right now. No more. Let's see. Is Slay playing tonight? Slay should be playing. We should find out the inactives in 2 minutes, I believe so. So just keep an eye on that. Williams is active. Is he active? Yeah, okay. So I've just been waiting for that. Let's see. Cool. Darius Leonard questions future. Wow, Darius Leonard might retire. That's interesting. Concussion. That's not good. I know he's had a ton. Jamal or Aaron? I like Jamal. Or in terms of Jamal or Aaron Jones, I prefer Jamal for the price savings. Why Jamal Williams over Aaron Jones? Jamal Williams is half the price of Aaron Jones. Jamal Williams is going to play a very similar amount of snaps as Aaron Jones tonight. If you looked all season long, there's been games where Jamal Williams plays the majority of the snaps over Aaron Jones. Look, Aaron Jones has been fantastic, but he's never been a guy to play 80% of the snaps. Look, I know he just had a fantastic ceiling game, but he's priced like he's about to go score 4 more touchdowns, and we all know that's not likely. So for Jamal Williams' price tag at 5,200, less than half of Aaron Jones, for a guy who's potentially going to play the exact same amount of snaps or see very similar touches. If you told me that tonight Jamal Williams has 10 touches and Aaron Jones has 15, wouldn't you be taking the guy who's $6,000 less? Yes. Should I start Dante Culpepper and Moss next week? Is any kickers viable tonight? Yeah, I think kickers are always viable. It's just a matter of, like, if you're playing a ton of lineups, I would get exposure to kickers, yes. If you have MVS, Allison, or Graham as captain, do you need to have Rodgers in the flex? No, I don't think you do. There's paths to where you do, and then there's paths to where you don't have to. We've seen so many times that an opposing team's wide receiver goes off, and then the other team, and then you stack the other side of it with that quarterback and a couple of pass catchers, and that quarterback ends up scoring more than the captain's wide receiver's quarterback, so you can't afford both usually, and then that's where you end up. So you don't need that. So I wanted to fade that one due this week, but you have to do it for regression, right? You have to be due for regression, somebody says, right? Yeah, maybe. 703 viewers. Oh, yeah. Somebody let me know how many people that we have. That's good. You're basing it off of 4 snaps and 1 red zone target. I don't know who that is. What's the 4 snaps and 1 red zone target? How much exposure should I put for Jamal? I did quick exposures before this. Again, like, I just set very basic rules in Cruncher. And by basic rules, I mean the advanced settings options. I didn't like actually put any rules in, which I will probably put a couple in. But in a 30 or in a 150 max crunch, I got somewhere around 40% Aaron Jones. What do we got? Where's the questions? Are you going to make Rodgers a yes or an X? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep Rodgers as a no. I'm echoing bad? I don't think so. It might be on your end. I don't think so. Tonight, Rodgers is forced into retirement. Oh, yikes. They aren't going to rush Jamal Williams back into reps. He's been practicing fully, though. Jamal Williams is practicing full in the last practice, so force him back into reps. I don't know. He practiced in a limited capacity all week and then in full. So if you're going to put him out there, I would expect him to be healthy. Like, it was a concussion, right? So you kind of know with a concussion how you're feeling. And as long as he's not dumb and not is risking it while he has a concussion out there, the odds of him re-injuring that are definitely higher. The more times you have a concussion, it's easier to get a concussion for sure. But it's not like it's a hamstring injury that he can tweak. It's just a matter of, does he get hit in the head hard enough to force another concussion? Sorry to get off football, but are you making NBA videos? Yeah, I'll be starting making NBA videos in I'll be starting making NBA videos in the next month in November, but then I'll be on Awesome on Wednesday mornings. Great content. Thank you. Appreciate it. Amendola and Hawkinson active. Okay, good. Jamont, sneaky rookie of the year? Yeah, sneaky maybe. What do you think about Jimmy Graham? I think he's okay. He's a little bit overpriced in my opinion, but he seems okay. Restarted the app and it's fine. Cool. Detroit's going to smash these overrated Packers. I don't think the Packers are overrated. I do think they're in for it tonight. I would agree. I'm a Packers fan. I do think that they have issues in their offense tonight, especially with no Adams, which is obvious. Sal, why not have Rodgers as the captain? I just don't think he has the upside, and he's insanely expensive. Anytime a guy's approaching $12,000 in an NFL Showdown slate as his normal salary, he better be like Christian McCaffrey. Like, he better have that upside of 40 to 50 points to just bury everybody else in the field that doesn't have him. Aaron Rodgers throwing 28 times per game. Aaron Rodgers throwing barely 30 times per game, if that. Is not a spot that I want to be targeting, especially as a home favorite where they're going to be probably relying on getting the running game going. No Mike Daniels in for Detroit tonight. 3 lineups. Are you playing Amendola in 3 lineups? I don't know. It really depends what the rest of your lineups look like. That's really, really tough. What do we got? Both Green Bay running backs in the same lineup viable. On a one-game showdown slate, I'll say yes. I don't like it tonight. But it's viable, but that's just because I do think there's a path to where the Packers run the ball 35 times and Rodgers throws 25 times tonight, 28 times. Let's see what else we got. Somebody said, yes. Somebody asked what his captain is. He can't say Salvetti. That's funny. I can't. What do we got? Somebody donates $5 to the stream. He says, in a 20 max, should I have exposure to any Marvin Halls? Let's do this. To get this full thing on the stream. No exposure to Marvin Hall for me. If Danny Amendola is actually going to be active, no exposure to Marvin Hall. All right. Thank you for the $5 donation, by the way. I really appreciate that. What do we got here? I'm going to be reading these comments now. Stafford at captain. No interest in Stafford at captain, to be completely honest with you. No real interest in Stafford at captain. We're going full screen with this. Bang. We're also going to be doing this. Cool. There we go. That sets that all to the way that I want it to be set. If Slay and Diggs in fade Green Bay wide receivers, I don't think you fade them because there's some that are favorably priced. Slay, for the most part, it's a small sample, but hasn't been good. People want to say that he has been good because they saw him intercept the ball this year. He has not been that great in coverage, and Diggs does not scare me. They're definitely better defenders than their replacements, but not a spot that I really care too much, to be honest with you. Let's open this back up. So thank you, Aaron. I appreciate your $5 donation. Also, yeah, all donations will be going towards the GoFundMe this month, which is not my GoFundMe, set up by another family for a gentleman. You can check it out in the link down below for a gentleman who did pass away in last year in the beginning of November in his early 30s, left 2 young daughters behind, toddler aged and closer to infant age. We will be donating all donations at the end of the month to that GoFundMe. Actually going to probably have my parents hand deliver something to them. So you can definitely, if you're interested, that gets you there, or that will get donated there. If you're donating anyways, just for that reason, I'm just letting you know where those donations are going. A couple of people on Saturday and Sunday actually donated directly to the GoFundMe, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's actually really, really nice of you. Just seeing the comment come up now, so thank you. I really appreciate that. So how much do you like Amendola? Not a ton. You can see right here, he's a maybe, right? So he's not somebody that if I'm playing 25 lineups or 30 lineups, I want to fully fade, but he's just a guy who gets in there at like a 15, 20, maybe 20%, right? Nothing too crazy. Jamal Williams is captain, question mark. He's one of the 5 guys that I have captain interest in. Now, that being said, if I play 25 lineups, I have, 3 captains of him? Not a ton, but somebody that I'll probably get in there. What's up, Clint? Says Sal, let's go. Woo. Diggs is out. Okay, so Diggs is out. Is that what we got? Let's check this out. Who on the lines do you think is overpriced? Let me just get to the lines really quick. Overpriced, they're all pretty fairly priced. Galladay slightly maybe, but they're all pretty fairly priced. So Diggs is out and Mike Daniels, as expected, is out. Okay, let's check the Packers real quickly. I think we already know the Packers. They already ruled everybody out that was going to be questionable coming into this game. All right, so that's good to know. Dave Elite says F1. Yeah. Terry McLaurin did good. I had him in 1 out of the 5 lineups that I use in 3 maxes. Should have had more, right? But he did good. All right. Who will Slay and Diggs line up with, respectively? Yeah, I think the majority of the time, so let's do this, right? I don't think he's going to be on here, actually, because I think they originally have him ruled out. Well, Diggs is out, but majority of the time you're going to get MVS lining up at the left side of the field. I do want to check which side of the field that you majority get. Slay lining up on. But I don't think it's going to be a shadow matchup. You'll probably see, and he also has size advantage MVS over Slay, so you'll probably just see them roam around. I think you probably see Slay on Jay Kumru the most, but I'm not too worried about any of the matchups. Diggs is out. Slay, for the most part, doesn't scare me. I get it that people think he's a shutdown cornerback still. I think he's a very good cornerback, but I don't think he's somebody who can absolutely take somebody away. But even then, I don't really care. I'm not too interested in any of these receivers in terms of having overwhelming interest in them. Do you think anybody on Detroit's overpriced? So yeah, somebody else asked that. No, I don't really think so. Like, I think Kenny Golladay maybe like $400 overpriced, but for the most part, I think Marvin Jones is appropriately priced. I do think TJ Hawkinson is very fairly priced, especially when you consider his price next to another tight end like Jimmy Graham. I get it. Jimmy Graham's probably going to be more of a priority in his passing attack. But yeah, I think they're all fairly priced. Danny Amendola, 4,600 is fine. There's nothing bad about that at all. Like, if I have to go down far enough, maybe like Jesse James at 1,400 is overpriced. But he's going to play 50%. Yeah, there's nobody that's really overpriced to me. I think Kerryon is grossly underpriced by like 500 at the cheapest, maybe even 1,000 plus. Can you fade both running backs on Green Bay tonight? I mean, you can. Yeah. Quandre Diggs, he's a safety on the line. Yep, he is. Yep, defensive back. Who is your number one captain, most exposure? I can't say the actual name tonight. Jameis Winston. Graham is too slow to be the Packers' top pass catcher. Yeah, you're not following though. It doesn't matter what his speed is like. That has nothing to do with him being. I don't understand that. I don't understand that belief that you have to have a ton of speed to be the top pass catcher on a team that is down your number one wide receiver. I'm saying Graham is definitely the number one priority of this offense. Number one priority in terms of Aaron Rodgers' trust. Does that result in a 780 and 2 touchdown game? No. Does that result in Aaron Rodgers, when under pressure and needing an escape valve, goes to Jimmy Graham more than anybody else outside of just check down running backs? Yes. In the red zone, Jimmy Graham will be the number one priority, in my opinion. I don't know who else is the priority there. It's not Jay Kumru. Jaron Watson probably comes in behind Jimmy Graham in some of these Jimmy Graham and some of the running backs there. And then that's about it. There's no MVS priority in the red zone. That's never been the case for over a year and a half now. Is Barry Sanders to play tonight? Man, Barry Sanders is amazing. Golladay for captain. Seems okay. Any Greg Jennings exposure? No. Fade the Greg Jennings. Safe to say the Packers are a run funnel. Yeah, it seems like that so far this year. They've been very bad on a per-touch basis to the running backs. They rank, I believe, bottom 5 in the league. Thoughts at Jones at captain? I think it's very expensive. Look, we saw it last week. We know the ceiling on Aaron Jones. There's no Mike Daniels, so it makes the running game better. But I'll take the guy who's half the price, in my opinion. Yeah, Detroit doesn't. It says, LOL, it's almost like Detroit has no recent success against the Packers. That's funny. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go, my man. So what's your take on Jamal Williams? I think he's too cheap. I think Jamal Williams is way, way too cheap. AJ Gambino donates $5 to your stream. I appreciate that. He says 62% Aaron Jones, $22 MVP for 150 lineups. Which number you hate more? What do you mean? 62% Aaron Jones, $22 MVP for 150 lineups. Which number do I hate more? I wouldn't want 62% Aaron Jones, but here's the thing. I'm not playing on FanDuel, so I really can't give you too much advice. I don't even know what the prices are over there. Is Graham at play tonight? I think Jimmy Graham is slightly too expensive. He's very touchdown dependent, of course, like regardless. I think he's slightly too expensive, but I have interest, obviously, because there's just not a lot of pass catchers. Like, yes, I would like Jimmy Graham to be $6,400 on this slate, right? At his same price range, I think MVS has more upside, and you can unlock a much higher ceiling for $800 more. But Jimmy Graham is in play. Alshon over Melvin. I don't know who Melvin is. Is there a Melvin on this slate? Who is that? Would you use Jamal Williams in the captain? Yeah, I would, very sparingly. You recommend leaving money on the table? Yeah. In the lineups that I crunched, I left at least $1,000 on the table on every single one of them. I'm fully aware that if the winning lineup is under $1,000, that my lineup will not be the winning lineup. I'm also fully aware that many people do not leave that much money on the table, and a very good amount of the time, the winning lineup has more than $1,000 left on the table. So if I can shift my focus to where people aren't leaving that much money on the table in all of my lineups, and if the winning lineup is needed to have $1,000+ left on the table, well, then I'll be in a decent spot. Somebody says, turn your mic up. It's up, Big T DFS. Don't know who Big T DFS is. Mic's up. Chill out, man. Calm down. Turn your ears up, bud. Open them up. Megatron captain. Yeah, I wish. Megatron was like one of the most fun players to watch. Somebody says, Sal, is Pat Mayo an a-hole? No, Danny says. Pat Mayo is like one of the nicest people that I've met in this industry. Probably the nicest person. I don't think there's been somebody in the short amount of time that I've known Pat Mayo for like a few weeks now, if that, like a week and a half, right? That has tried to help me out more than he has in terms of just cross-promoting my stuff, having me on his show, and giving me tips and things like that. So the exact opposite, actually. Sally, you're the best. Up 150 since following you and taking your online course. Worth it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Christopher. Somebody says, who's Pat Mayo? He has his own podcast, a very popular podcast, the Pat Mayo Experience. You should check it out. I was on the show on Monday. Can you turn up the volume on your side, Cousin Sal, says Dave. Is the volume bad? Can people let me know? I'm like talking as close to the mic as I can. Somebody donates 1,000 bits. Wow. I don't know what 1,000 bits falls into. Can somebody let me know what that falls into on Twitch? I really have no idea what this stuff. I know somebody's told me before. What do you think of the outstanding lineup that won the PME League? The guy who entered it must be pretty smart. Was that you? I think that was you. I know you tweeted me on Twitter and I liked it. I wanted to see the lineup. I know Pat read it on his show today. I want to see the lineup. Can you tweet me the actual lineup too? Because I know you tweeted me you finishing first, but that's awesome. What do I think of the outstanding lineup? Yeah, Pat was reading it to me on the show, and I didn't play in it. I have to play in that lineup. I have to play in that contest, actually. It's obviously fantastic. Pat Mayo Experience contest. I mean, it's rake-free, and it's a 2x min salary or min cash. So, yeah, $5,000 is pretty damn right. Hello. Trolls out in the force tonight. Yeah. I'm going to need to make somebody in here that I think I can, like E-Rush. I know E-Rush is usually in all these, the Twitch feeds. I see him sometimes when I watch some other people here and there. I might make somebody, if anybody wants to be a moderator for this YouTube chat, because I obviously can't look at my phone and stuff, let me know. I mean, the only powers that you have is banning people for life, as Pat Mayo would say. But it is just hiding the user from the channel. So, for only live stream purposes. So, I might make somebody that, if they want to, one or two people that I usually see in here and probably trust. Do I smoke cigs? No, God, no. Get away from that. Who will slay Shadow, Sal? I don't know if he shadows. I really don't think he shadows tonight. MVS seems like so first of all, not Geronimo Allison. He's not a threat. Jay Kumro's not a threat. MVS would be the guy that you're like, oh, he might shadow him. But MVS has a huge height advantage, and MVS is also not that great. So I don't think there's any real... Volume is fine, everybody's saying. Okay, cool. I don't think there's any real issue in terms of Slay shadowing somebody all that much. Volume is good. Not in YouTube, so... Hey, somebody donates with Twitch Prime over on Twitch. Yeah, if you're watching over on Twitch, I appreciate you. Hit the follow button definitely over there. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free sub to give to me or anybody else really that you want to. But make sure to use it. It just sits there. It doesn't cost you any money. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one for free. $10. Every bit is a penny. Okay, thank you. That makes sense. Appreciate that. 100 bits is $1, I believe. Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Sure, I'll send it. Thank you. We'll look at it. Sal, triple running back viable. So you want to play Kerryon, Jamal, and Aaron Jones? I would say no, not viable for me. Somebody says volume is terrible. Yeah, people are all over the place. You're the best, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. I can be a moderator. Somebody says. Me, I got you. I vote E-Rush. Do not vote me. I'm usually at work. Today took off. Everybody says they vote him. Love your videos. Like I said in the comment this morning, I've learned a lot from you. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm on YouTube and I hear you fine. Okay, good. I'm a moderator on another channel. 18 viewers. We need the mod. I'd love to ban some people. MVS or Allison? MVS there for me. Packers pass attack is off. Yeah, they don't have Devontae Adams. It's definitely off. I agree. Best content here. Pretty much the only outside stuff I bother with anymore. Thank you. I appreciate that, Victor. Thank you. I got you. Yeah, Mike. I'm going to make you the moderator. Add moderator. There you go. So, Mike, you're now a moderator. Mike Lowry, you're now... I know you're the one who told me about the areas in Raleigh for the stuff, and you're always in here, and you're always making good comments. So, yeah, for sure. Pretty much all your job is if there's any spam bots or anything like that, just hide user from channel. That's what it is. Not even hide comment, just the entire user. Is playing both Jamal Williams and Aaron Rodgers okay? Or Aaron Jones okay? Yeah, I think it's okay. So, like, a lot of the times you don't want to be doing that, but we've seen them both have success. The only issue for me is, like, on this slate, I don't want to do it. So, like, in theory, I think that's okay, depending on the team. This is the team that I do think it would be okay. but I don't want to do it on the slate. Williams or Graham? I like Williams more. Where are you getting the most exposure to in your captain spot, says Jose Cruz. Jose, what's going on? So just wide receivers and running backs. I have 5 guys right now. I think it's not in any order, but Jamal Williams, Carry-On, Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, and MVS are the 5 captains I have right now. Huge Packers fans. Marvin Jones torches Green Bay once a year. Take that for what you want. Yeah, Jordan, I'm a huge Packers fan too. I know. Man went for what? Over 200 yards 3 years ago, I think, or 2 years ago? I was on Twitch, but now I'm here. Okay, so it was bad on Twitch. That's interesting. Volume is good here. Good. Jimmy Graham at captain, question mark. Not for me. He has 2 touchdown upside, like outside 2 touchdown upside. Like he'll do it once every 2 years, but no, not for me. Jimmy G captain, not for me. Up to 915. Wow. We might hit 1,000 on this. Yeah, let me know how many people we're at here and there. Sal, you and Al Zeinenveld should work on a video here and there. Yeah, I reached out before the season to Al, and I was just like, hey, you want to do some kind of collab or something? I don't know what. There was no idea there. It was just me kind of spitting out. But rightfully so. He got back and just said he's very busy. But thank you. Like, Al Zeinenfeld always responds to me. So in terms of, like, if I just ask a question via Twitter for something in terms of, like, charity this past week, trying to find a platform that works best for donations. But yeah, if Al reaches out for a cage match, I will say yes. That being said, he has not. I don't expect him to, because I don't expect he even really knows who I am. But yeah, Al makes really good content. And not only does Al make good and consistent, like, look, you have to be transparent, consistent, and quality in your content, right? Which means you have to work hard and be a good person, pretty much is what that comes down to. And he definitely fits those builds. All hail Mod Mike. Volume's fine on Twitch. Cool. You want me to mod, says Anthony. Yeah, I think I can make multiple mods. I'll make Anthony a mod, and I'll make Mike a mod. Yeah, pretty much. You come up as like a blue person in the chat. And all you have, I think all you have the power. Hopefully you don't have more, and you can't delete my YouTube channel. But I think all you have the power to do is, if I know correctly, and I'm sure somebody can tell me this right now in the chat, just so I know. I think all you have the power to do is like, delete comments or ban people, right? I think that's about it. Any last minute injuries that impact your lineups? No. Diggs makes me like maybe MVS a little bit more, but it's not going to change any of my percentages. There's nothing too drastic. Free Aaron Jones, somebody says. Yeah. They should. I mean, they kind of have been, but still not playing majority of the snaps, 80+% or anything like that. Sal versus I'll take him down, Sal. Yeah, I mean, you guys can get up on the Twitter and you can get up on the YouTube comments and you can try and push for that, right? You can push for the Sal versus Al cage match. But it's all love here. It's obviously for charity, and that would be fantastic. Paulie Twitches donates 5 bits. Thank you. I appreciate that, my man. Don't sell yourself short, Sal. Let's win some money tonight. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? What do we got? I'm sure Al is aware. You think so? I don't know. Is that Mike Lowry with Will Smith's friend? I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Mike says yes. I don't know what's going on. Thoughts on Kumerow? Thoughts on Kumerow? So thoughts on Kumerow. He's very cheap. He's going to play 70+% of the snaps, and in a game script where they probably pass more than they did last week, more times than not, just because they didn't need to pass last week. Kumerow is cheap. And he's not a guy that I'm going to have over the field on, no, I might have over the field. I'm not going to have a priority amount, right? Kumerow's a guy that I just get a decent amount of. New show name, Sal and your old pal. Emac's in here. What's going on, Emac? How's it going, my man? Should we do that? Should we head on over to the Awesemo channel after this and just hop on? I don't know who's on tonight for Awesemo. I know Nolan's usually at the night shows at Emac, but I'm not sure which nights. But what's going on, Emac? How you doing? What do we got? Yes, that's it, Sal. Cool. Al's awesome. He puts content out on ESPN site, too. He has good DFS logic. Would all watch Al in your videos. Yeah. Al's definitely cool. From the encounters that I've had with him on the interwebs, he's very cool. Fade all kickers and defense. It depends on the lineups you're building. If you're building one lineup tonight, yeah, I probably wouldn't play a defense or kicker. If you're building 25+, I usually have exposures to kickers. Not a lot of exposure to defenses tonight, but I have some Packers. I'm probably going to have none for the Lions. I'm struggling with kickers. Yeah, both kickers seem fine tonight. Look, they're both identically priced, and they're going to project out in any system that you look at for, 7 points. Like, every single night, a kicker in a half-decent offense, so scoring 20 to 25 points, which both these teams are projected for, will project out for, 6 to 8 points. So they're close enough in price that I think both are fine to have in exposures if you have a lot of lineups. Amendola is active. Yep. Do the Lions still play at a snail's pace? That's a good question. I mean, they've always wanted to, like last year, right? Obviously, run heavy, and the last couple of games the last couple of games is what I would say is the Lions have been playing much like how they did in the past, right? They're very competitive, of course, or at least last year, but they're running the ball much more. In terms of like snail's pace, yes, they're running the ball a ton more. I know Cooper made me miss a million he owes me. Listen to both of these. Nice. Any love for Ty Johnson tonight is a sneaky low in play. Maybe Carry-On gets injured in the game. Yeah, so if you're going to bank on a Carry-On injury, which seems very cruel, but if you are, then yeah, Ty Johnson comes into your exposures. Obviously, I'm not putting my money behind somebody getting injured, not because it's just bad karma, but because it's a very low percentage chance. And even then, even if somehow the stars align and Carry-On Johnson goes down and Ty Johnson comes in, it's not even a guarantee that Ty Johnson there's enough time for him to pay off the tag, right? It's a very low tag, of course, 1,800, but what if it's in the fourth quarter that Carry-On gets hurt, right? Love your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yankees get to Cole. I hope so, man. Go Yanks, right? Hope so. Tough. Real tough stretch. If you get up 2-0 yesterday, that's obviously huge. I don't have to kind of go through that. Movie Bad Boys, Will Smith. Gotcha. Your Monday Night Football Showdown YouTube recording can't be viewed. It says waiting for Sal Vetri. Can you unlock it? What do you mean, Ryan? You're in here right now. I don't know what you're saying. You're in here right now. Can't be viewed. Waiting for Sal Vetri. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know why this keeps happening. I'm using a third stream called Mob Crush because I can stream for free to like 3 different platforms. But I'm going to have to reach out to them and just see why I'm getting like other videos on YouTube popping up because they're not there when it's done. Then they moved the stream to the daytime. Oh, yeah. They moved the stream to the daytime. I don't know if it was for every stream. I think it's just Thursday nights. Do both QBs throw for 300? If not, who does? Says Marcus Terry. If I had to put my money on it, I would say that Matthew Stafford throws for 300 tonight more times than Aaron Rodgers does. Look, he's an underdog. He plays better on the road, but he's an underdog coming off of a bye, and he also has the weapons to do it. And the Packers as home favorites and Aaron Rodgers not having his best weapon out there, which really just absolutely changes the entire dynamic of this offense. Yeah, it's a spot where I would trust Matt Stafford a lot more to have a ceiling type game or even a game that you really need to win. Is 1,800 too much to leave on the table? No, it's not at all. Like that's probably what I'm leaving on average or right around average tonight. What is your Twitch name or show name, says Anthony? It's just Sal Vetri. Like if you type, I think it's just Sal Vetri. I'll drop the link. I'm almost sure it's just Sal Vetri. Or Sal_Vetri. I guess that's probably what it is. Sal, let's do the Al versus Sal cage match. Yeah, I can't set that up. If he reaches out, I definitely will do it. You're doing great, Sal. Thanks for the info. Good luck. Thank you, Michael. Best of luck. Yeah, best of luck to everybody tonight. Prater or Kumaru? That's a really good question. They're both going to project out very similarly. People know that I like usually to play the... Look, it depends on your lineup, first of all, like Prater or Kumaru. They already have like 2 Packers pass catchers and probably go with Prater. It depends on your lineup. More times than not, I go Kumaru there just because I think you're unleashing a higher ceiling in that scenario. If you're playing one lineup. If you're playing 25, I probably have equal exposure, honestly, to Prater and Kumaru, very close to equal. What do you have the defenses projected at? Apex, what's going on, man? Apex 503. I don't know if this is the same person. It's probably not, honestly. I'm probably just thinking it is. But are you the person who reached out in the DMs that you won like 2,000 or something? Yeah. So the defense is projected at it's like around 5 fantasy points. It's not much. And the Packers obviously a little bit more. Travis donates $2. Thank you. I think TY will get once a season breakout run. Or tie. Hey, that's fair. If you think that happens, look, if you guys have like, I don't know, whether it's gut feelings that are backed by some data, or if you just have a strong stance on a spot, and you're looking at the things that I'm saying and you don't agree with them, stick to your stance, right? If you have an actual reasoning behind that and you feel good about it, stick to your stance. Garbage sign Stafford. Yeah, it could happen. Sal be like, y'all can't see me. What does that mean? Nobody can see me? Make sure you check Showdown slate, not main. Let's make an egg roll. Uh-oh. Let's make a bankroll. Sal_Vetri. Yep, that's what it is. On YouTube here, video is good. Sounds a little low. Okay. So we should probably fix that. I don't know how we do this, though. Let's see. Ready? We're going to do this live. Bam. We're going to do this live. Live action right now. Ready? Does this get better? I think I just made it better. I don't know. We'll find out. 9:30 are watching. Wow. Can we win an autographed picture of you? Yikes. That's creepy. What What do we got? Sal, do you have any interest in Hawkinson? Yeah, slight interest. Mr. Travi P. Mr. Travi P donates $1 to the stream. Appreciate that. I don't know if your name's Travis, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Very kind of you. My Saberism lineups keep spitting out Jesse James. Uh-oh. Yeah, look, Jesse James is playing a ton of the snaps. But that said, Jesse James so far has ran, 11 routes per game when TJ Hawkinson is healthy. Can 11 routes per game win a GPP at 1,400? Yeah, but it's very touchdown dependent, of course. So who was your favorite captain tonight with Rodgers on the slate? Jameis Winston. Are you a That 70s Show kind of guy? I've never watched it in my life. If you got a hunch, bet a bunch. There you go. Uh-oh. That's probably gotten you into trouble a lot of times. You can't see me as a John Cena reference. Yeah, I know John Cena. Look. I grew up watching the WWE. I literally begged my parents to order the Royal Rumble that... Man, I don't even remember who won that Royal Rumble. I guess that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, I had my parents buy the Royal Rumble. I don't even know. Was it the Edge? I don't even know. Building 150 lineups, would any of the N guys make the build? That's a good question, Anthony. So I'll tell you the N guys that make the build for me tonight. And I'm playing bold, so I'm going to disclaim this by saying do not follow exactly what I do when I build, 20 to 50 lineups or whatever I end up building tonight. Because I'm playing a strategy that more times than not I lose. But when it goes my way, I'm in a very nice position to win it all. I'm not playing to min cash my 20 lineups to double my money. I'm playing to win first place. So with that said, a player pool would probably look something like this for me in terms of these N players making the lineup. It would probably be yes, and then this is a no. I think that's my player pool. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think that's my player pool. There might not be a player in here. In terms and also in terms of my player pool, the X's that are on the screen right now would also be my player pool. Why do I not have them listed like that for this show? You're saying why do I not have Aaron Jones listed as a no? Well, I've said multiple times that I do not think I want to play Aaron Jones or Aaron Rodgers tonight. Beginning of the show, I said I'm not going to have either of them if I make exposures because I want to be a little bit different, very different. Why don't I have it listed like that? Because, well, first of all, in the videos, I don't want it to listed like that because if you're playing one lineup tonight. And I don't think that's the optimal way to play. The way that I'm playing, I don't think that's the optimal way to play. So the way that I will be playing tonight, though, and this is for the people that aren't going to be just catching a glimpse of this and saying, what, he's not playing Aaron Jones or Aaron Rodgers? Let me explain myself. So on Twitter later, when it doesn't work out, I know it's not going to work out. I can post this clip of it and say, there's a very low chance of me winning when Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers are not in any of my exposures. I understand that. There's a good chance one of them goes off tonight, right? They're on the same team, and they really pretty much, one of them has to do well, usually, right? But that's always not the case, especially when Jamal Williams is back, especially when they're both over $11,000. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully that helps, Anthony, but that, I would pretty much add the kickers in, and I would add Geronimo Allison into my exposures. Why add Geronimo Allison into an exposures of a lot of lineups and not just one? I don't think Geronimo Allison has a ton of upside. But if he's $6,400 and a pass catcher who will be probably the top 3 option in the red zone, if I'm making 50 lineups, he'll get in there. 150, like you said, he'll definitely get in there. If you're playing 150 lineups, you should probably have some Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to play like 25, so I'm fine not playing either of them. Is Aaron Jones going to be limited tonight? Limited, I don't know why he would be. I mean, yes, his snaps and touches will probably be eked into by Jamal Williams, but they were also eked into by Trey Carson last week. Would you have Jones and Williams together? I think it's okay. I would not personally tonight, though. What do I make of Diggs inactive? It doesn't do too much to me, right? It's a safety. It's obviously concerning. Maybe it bumps MVS a little bit, but for the most part, it doesn't really change anything for me. 2K left over. Do I upgrade from Stafford to Aaron Rodgers? I probably wouldn't. No. Forget about it, somebody says. 935, nice. What lineup generator do you use? I use Fantasy Cruncher. I really like Fantasy Cruncher. Sal, do you ever find it hard to keep other people's opinions out from your own? In terms of DFS, L-O or Lashoy, whatever your name is, in terms of DFS, no, because I really don't watch many other people's content. I'll be honest, that's not me just trying to be like stuffy or whatever. I just don't watch other people's content. I listen to podcasts that are not even DFS related, like Pro Football Talk. I listen to some podcasts like that where you just learn more about the ins and outs of football and what's going on in the back scenes and general management and stuff to understand how they're kind of framing their teams. But I usually don't listen to DFS content from other sources, not because I don't want to personally, you won't be influenced, yes, but I just don't have the time. I'm being dead serious. Like, I don't have the time to sit aside for an hour. So sometimes I listen to Pat's podcast. I love the challenge. Like, MTV's a challenge. So I listen to Pat Mayo's podcast on that. I listen to some of Pat Mayo's golf content because I do play golf during the season. I play golf every single weekend. I usually play like a decent size mid-stakes contest, and that's about it. But yeah, somebody says we're at 9:55. So me personally, I think that you shouldn't look at other people's content until you have some initial research for yourself. It's very hard, right? Especially if you enjoy those people's content. But I think you should try and build your own frame, and have a reasoning why, and then use those other people's opinions as ways to say, okay, well, we agree on this. There's something there then, instead of just saying, oh, this person knows it, because you don't know what went into their research process. Did you watch El Camino yet? Yes, I did. I liked it. I did. I really liked it. So it's Sal just answering 1 out of 5 football questions. Sweet. What do you mean, Mark Smith? I'm trying to answer all of them. There's 1,000 people in here. We're trying. Yeah, we're close to 1,000. We hit 1,200 actually. We passed 1,000 for the first time ever. What is the most amount you've ever won? In one contest, 10,000. 10,000 is the most amount in one contest. Do you anticipate Johnson being the highest owned captain? I haven't looked at Osimo's ownership. I haven't looked at Fanshare or any of that, but yes, I would guess yes. I would guess that Kerryon Johnson would be, like, without a doubt, the highest owned captain tonight by a good margin. He's just way too cheap, and obviously people now know that Green Bay's run defense is not great. Interesting. 150. No, Aaron Rodgers or Jones. No. Don't. Yeah, Anthony, don't do that. Don't follow me. I'm going to be playing like 25 to 50 lineups tonight, and I will have no Aaron Rodgers or no Aaron Jones. If you're playing 150, do not follow my path on this. I'm being as transparent as I can on that. I'm going into a losing cause, but if there's a case tonight where Matt Stafford outscores Aaron Rodgers, which I think happens, and then there's a case tonight where Kerryon Johnson or Jamal Williams outscore or come close enough to outscoring Aaron Jones, I think I'm in a good spot, and I think both of those things can happen tonight. Like, there is a case for Aaron Jones to score 14 fantasy points tonight and not be needed because he's 11,400. Because if Kerryon scores 16 and Jamal Williams scores 12, you don't need Aaron Jones. Can you explain your thoughts on Jake Kummerow? He's going to play around. He played 68% of the snaps last week. They didn't have to throw that much, so he only saw 2 targets. More times than not, Jake Kummerow sees like 3 to 4 targets, probably closer to 4 targets tonight. What were your yeses? I am driving in the car tonight. Listening, please. Well, since John is driving and I don't want him to get hurt, my yeses right now on this sheet are Matt Stafford, Kerryon, Jake Kummerow, Kenny Golladay, and Jamal Williams. And then there's a lot of maybes. Okay. I got to bounce. It is 7:25. We've been here for an hour, so I'm about to leave. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Best of luck tonight. My name is Sal. You already know that. All the questions, if you have any more for your Patreon, let me know. But this game is going to start in about an hour. I'm going to get some exposures in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Sal is one dude. Somebody says, yeah, thank you. You're the man. No, thank you. Sal's grandmother's food. Those are the 3 words enough. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have a best of luck tonight. Everybody have a good night. If you have any other questions, please do let me know. Good show. Hit the showers. Yeah, definitely will. Peace out, gang.